I was by the seashore when I first saw them. A regular looking guest walking back and forth on the sand, as they were pretending they were on a tightrope. At first, I hesitated, not wanting to disrupt their own ritual, until they stumbled on one of their shoes and fell into the water. Oof! Caught off guard, I made my way over to help them up. Got my clothes wet in the process as they stood and asked for their name. I accidentally forgot that before guess 1000 can't really talk per se, so he just looked at me all confused. Quietly, they wrote their name in the sand with a slightly hesitation. Guess 666. A really unfortunate name. I've never heard rumors associated with it, but nothing real. But they wrote it even they would like the other guests. People barely approached them because of it. Seeing this, I asked if they wanted to hang out, maybe grab a cola or two. After all, it was a nice day out. It looked like they could use the company. It made me so happy to see their once flat expression grow into a small grin as they nodded their head. I took their hands as we left the beach, started our new friendship. At first, we struggled to find any games we both liked. Sixer wasn't too keen on outdoor activities as much as I was. I was okay with it though. We would just hang out over my place a lot. I even got a cat that resembled Sixer a lot. Her name was Tack. Immediately, not a very good name per se, but we liked it at the time. We spent evenings chatting about all sorts of things about our lives, our hobbies. Sixer borrowed my notebook so they could form their thought more easily. We would talk for hours until we got too tired and slept on the floor. It was fun. At one point, while I was preparing to head to a big party that was coming up, I was surprised to see my Sixer writing about wanting to come with me. Overjoyed, I gave them a hug and we drove as fast as we could to the venue. An Iron Cafe was lively as ever. Folks from all around had the time of their lives as we both entered the scene. I held Sixer's hand gently as I showed her around, getting snacks and sodas as we enjoyed the scene, even if Sixer was a bit uneasy at first. The music was lively, the food was good, it was a nice time. I stayed by her side for the most of the night, not wanting to make them feel overwhelmed. Even if others were scared or uneasy about Sixer, we ignored it. We shared a couple of Bloxies as my favorite song came on. I had a great time with them. When the music quieted down as the party came to a close, both of us were pretty tired, so I let Sixer drive us back to my place. We slept for a long while that day. It became a regular thing for me to see Sixer at my doorstep almost every day now, every other day now. We basically did whatever with most of our times. We got them to try out some many spare clothes while Sixer taught me a little bit of sign language. Still rusty on it though. Sixer also found some of my old gear from my vast hobbies back in the day. Old dodgeball gear, dusty skateboard helmets, the works. I got them to try it out and we started hanging out more often. Dodgeball, paintball, skating. We would do all sorts of things whenever we could. It was ecstatic to getting to enjoy something with them. Even if I've played some of these before, Sixer has held their own with or against me in competitive games. They seem so relative, but they could be sometimes who isn't a myth. Someone who isn't a hacker or a beast. Our bond slowly grew as we continued to play and have all sorts of fun. Laughing, playing, goofing around. Just me and my best friend. Me and Sixer and me. But over time, I started to notice their attitude change. They became more competitive, more egalitable whenever she lost. This change worried me a little as often as this attitude made her lose more often than before. She started to look more disappointed and alligated whenever we head home after a game. I tried telling them that it was all in good fun, but they remained still. Whenever there was a leaderboard in our hangout session, she often stared at both me and their own names. Their fists clenched tight. I don't know what they were thinking at the time, but after a particularly heavy loss, she disappeared. I didn't hear from them for a while. The day he came back, the sudden started to get way better at a lot of things. They were much faster and stronger than before. I could immediately tell. They looked really happy to be able to catch up to me. We were normally at the top of the leaderboards together. I wanted to be happy for them, but the way their eyes looked at me whenever they won made me worried. Crimson red eyes which stared through me. Over time, that's when I finally realized what was happening to them. They had been relying on what I looked like an ejector or a script this whole time. Its red colors, bright as Sixer, kept using it. What was once a way to catch up to me became a really necessity to them. Like a vice they were unable to part with. I desperately wanted to say something, but I didn't want to ruin what we had. It was changing them. That rumor she hated, it was becoming a reality. Their name often caused leaderboards to glitch or spaz out, and stuff like doors to become broken and disintegrated. I wanted to keep her on a low profile, but often failed in doing so. Their reality grew over time, leading to other notices. He began to try and hide parts of their body too. Parts of their torso looked like they were made out of solidified coat, and their right arm had become a dark, glitchy mess. It was horrifying. My best friend had changed in front of me. From a quick yet kind-hearted friend to someone who couldn't let go of something that was actively hurting them. It felt like something overtook their mind as it was horrible. I should have told them to stop sooner. My breaking point was hearing their voice through their device for the first time. Although it was raspy and heavy filtered, they spoke to me. The problem was how badly it had affected Sixer's body. Every word that came out of their mouth caused the visible patches of code to shift and grow. Overwhelmed, I confronted Sixer on the same seashore where I met them. They were there first, starting at the sea. I spoke first. I said it shakily, my fists clenched as I saw them. I called out to them. They had to give it up. They needed to give it up. My voice was clear. I told Sixer about how the script needed to be gone as it was only worsen their body at this rate. I didn't want to see them like this. The horrible rumor of a violent exploiter was becoming real. Sixer stared at me, shocked. They eventually began closing the distance between us. Hands or claws clenched tightly as they kept their voice steady. He tried to explain to me how desperately needed it. That it helped their own voice find their own voice. How underserving they were of this world. They thought they would be proud that they have found their own identity without me or the myths. Proud that I could finally talk to them. Hearing all of this, I acted without thinking. I yelled at them. I yelled at them as loud as I could. My voice rising as an overwhelmed anger took over my entire body. I told them that he was selfish and that her script was killing them. Even if they could talk to me, I couldn't bear to see my best friend hurt like this. I couldn't just let my best friend, my only friend, throw themselves away like this. I didn't want them to lose them. I didn't want to lose them. I couldn't. But it felt like my words fell out of my deaf ears as they kept pacing towards me. I kept yelling, tears starting to stream down my eyes. I said that all that fairness didn't matter if they would just end up a horrible mess on the floor when I saw them the next day. That I couldn't bear to lose them like this. Their gaze was cold and horrifying as they looked at me in the eyes. Before I could even say anything else, they grabbed me by the shirt, their grip firm, their eyes staring right through me. It was horrifying. I couldn't feel their claws nearly ripping the fabric. At first I became frozen in place, my body shaking as I was held up high. But my words grew louder with their attempts to talk right back to me. Our constants back and forth drowned out the world around us. I squirmed under the grass, being to lift off of the sand as I kept yelling at them to stop, to just let me go. I even began hitting their hand repeatedly as an attempt to break free, but I was only pulled out of it when their fist struck me right in the face. Everything went dark so quickly. Sixer dropped me to the sand as I felt the pain on my face slowly starting to get up as I felt a loud ringing in my ears. I coughed a bit, my face bruised as I looked up at them. Sixer's expression mirrored mine, an expression of shock and regretting meshed together. Tears formed in my eyes as I slowly got up from the ground, voice unsteady. That was the last straw. I told them to never talk to me again. My voice shaky and cold. At that moment, I wanted nothing to do with them. Nothing they said could change my mind. I stared at him, trying not to choke up as I wept. The ocean tide beginning to pick back up as I walked away, leaving them behind. She yelled at me as I left, but that horrible voice I heard, it wasn't theirs. The static and the noise overtaking whatever words they said, they tried to get my attention. I didn't turn back. October 1st, 2017, I haven't seen them since that fateful day. Guess 666. My best friend. My one and only. I could finally talk to you, and yet that the moment I did, you didn't listen. My words fell on deaf ears. You didn't understand. No, you couldn't understand.